What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is February the 26th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So today for data points, not a whole lot going on. So it is a couple of Fed speakers, but what is on deck is NVIDIA's earnings, and that is what everyone and their dog is really concerned over. So that potentially could just cause the market to move to the next leg up and recover quite well, or kind of continue the fear that's been in the market. Today seems to be rather okay though, a little bit of a recovery. So Dow is up 0.21, S&P up 0.52, and then NASDAQ up 0.65. A lot of that is because of, in my opinion, the whole US-Ukraine deal for minerals. So that's one thing. Obviously, the budget blueprint has come out as well. A lot of other stocks have had their own individual stuff that I'm going to be talking on, but in my opinion, it's the whole Ukraine kind of scenario. And then at the same time, maybe the market just seeing what has happened over the last several trading days as somewhat unjust, especially in Sofi's case. Sofi has been hit very hard. So it is up 1.87%. No news this morning. They did put out news yesterday, but no news. They did also submit their 10K that was on the 24th, so no new SEC filings. Shorts didn't really do all that much yesterday, so they were very flat. I think increased like 3,000 or something. 12% on the mark is the percentage of the free float being shorted. Works out to be 129.13 million shares. So most likely they will be rather quiet today. That's how I estimate it. Of course, many of stocks, probably shorts, will be relatively quiet up until NVIDIA earnings. That's where they'll either start to retrace back or double down. Some key points to really watch for today, with that at $14.18, trading between this pivot and this S1. So 14.09 will be a key support. You really want to watch for it to hold. Flip side, 1593, so very wide gap. So essentially SoFi could run up and have a nice push higher, but just to play devil's advocate, technically we've had 2 consecutive days, so both Monday and Tuesday, futures did look very green, and then as soon as the market opens, roughly 5-10 minutes after, then all hell breaks loose and it tanks. So I'm not saying that this is an epic recovery yet, just maybe after 15 minutes of the market open, then I'll say that potentially. But aside from that, moving on, Lucid, this is the most heavily traded stock so far this morning. It is down 4.21%. They had their earnings yesterday, which is very weird, the fact that it is down so much, because they had a triple beat. They beat on earnings per share, revenue, and did give very good future guidance. Stock price was up almost about 10%. That's where it closed at. Even I checked close to midnight during the overnight, and it was still green. Just market has other plans, and the only thing that has really come out since then is this right here. So analyst ratings. Kind of comical. So clearly market sees a lot of value in seeing these ratings, but you have a $1, $3, and $2 ratings. So, and then a hold as well from Chris Pierce. So not all that great in all honesty. So this is a little bit of a clearer view. So as a consensus, $2.64, that does represent a 1.15% upside from these levels. 20.1% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 239.48 million shares. So definitely, I think shorts will be fairly active with Lucid. And sometimes what I've noticed is that shorts on red days for Lucid, they tend to kind of take advantage and return some. So that might be a scenario that also does play out with it right now at $2.48, trading between this S1 and this S2. 237 will be a strong support. Just watch for that to hold. Flip side, 261. So I don't think this is how a lot of investors, including myself, saw post earnings playing out. But SMCI is up 22.71%. They did eventually put out their annual earnings just in time for the deadline of the 25th. And the market is loving it. So it is recovering fairly well. I haven't looked at the earnings all too much, but clearly it must be good if it is still maintaining that 21%. But Right now, shorts are actually doing something this morning, which is rather interesting, and they're returning 2.4 million shares. 18.51% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 92.68 million shares overall are being shorted. So most likely, this is a very big psychological game for any investor in SMCI. So most likely, with it staying over that threshold psychological 50 mark, then essentially it could really run up from here. We'll just wait and see. But with that 55 and change trading between this R2 and this R1, so 56.40 and then 58.68 is going to be the next strong target / resistance points. And then flip side, 54.98 and 52.69 is going to be the support levels. So kind of just watch for that. Palantir, no news today from Palantir itself, rather just piggybacking off the broader market. And like I said, over the last 5 days, down 15.67%, rather odd for Palantir. And I believe that this is, at least over the last 6 months, the most consecutive red days that they have had. So this, I think, has to do with more of the technical recovery. So $2 or 2.57% in the green. Shorts, they've been actually taking advantage of the sell-off and been returning. So 2.89% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 62.69 million shares. Obviously, by shorts returning, kind of shows that that sell-off was unjust. But with that $90 and change, it is trading right now below this R2, so $90.52 will be that next strong target / resistance. Flip side, 85.37, and then as well 98.86 is going to be the following support and resistance points. I'm saying that only because of NVIDIA earnings could cause a crazy roller coaster, but people's appetite for risk is definitely on the table. RGTI is a good example of that, so it is up 5.32%, sitting at $9.51. Shorts have been somewhat active, so 21.18% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 58.56. And with that 953 trading between these 2 points, so this S2 and this S3, 901 is going to be a strong support, 981 is going to be the next strong target / resistance, followed by, if it does gain some pretty good momentum throughout the day, $10.30. So just take note of a lot of these. So let me know your viewpoint on these stocks. Is there any other stocks that's floating your boat? One final thing, if you're looking for some kick-ass buy signals, pop over to my Patreon and get buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.